Every Claude AI side hustle video right now covers the same things. Sell PDFs, do voiceovers, make a faceless YouTube channel, write blog posts on Fiverr. And look, those work. I've covered some of them myself, but here's the thing, they are crowded now. Everyone knows about them. The people making $50 a day from Fiverr voiceovers are competing with dozens of other sellers who watch the same videos. There's a different category of Claude income that barely gets covered. It pays $200 to $500 per job, sometimes per hour. It takes a specific skill you can learn in a weekend, and the buyers who pay for it, law firms, small businesses, solopreneurs, are not on Fiverr looking for the cheapest option. They're on LinkedIn, on referral networks, paying professional rates for professional work. Today we're covering that category, and I'm going to show you the exact service, the exact workflow, and the math behind what it can realistically earn. My name is Yeng, and I cover crypto, investing, and personal finance, including the AI income streams that are genuinely underreported. If you want a Claude side hustle that earns professional rates instead of Fiverr rates, hit subscribe and give this a thumbs up if this helps. One quick note before we start. This is not legal advice. Document analysis services are not legal practice. Any service you build around this must clearly state AI-assisted document summary, not legal advice. That disclaimer is not optional. It's how every legitimate service in this space operates. Keep it in mind as we go through the workflow. Before we get to the income, I need to explain why this specific hustle only works with Claude, not ChatGPT, not Gemini, not any other AI tool. Claude has what's called a 200,000 token context window, and in beta, it extends to 1 million tokens. In plain English, you can paste an entire 200-page contract into Claude in a single conversation and have it analyze the whole thing at once without losing any context. ChatGPT struggles with documents over 30 to 40 pages, its context window is smaller, and it loses coherence on long documents. Claude handles 500 pages in a single session. Here's what most people don't realize. Entire industries run on documents. Law firms, commercial real estate, procurement departments, startup founders signing investor agreements. Every one of them has a stack of documents they need analyzed, summarized, and explained in plain language. And most of them are paying lawyers $400 to $600 per hour for that work. Claude does the first 80% of that analysis in minutes, and someone who can direct Claude correctly, verify the output, and deliver a professional structured summary is providing a service worth $200 to $500 per document at a fraction of the lawyer's hourly rate. That's the gap, and it's an enormous one. Not all document analysis pays the same. Here are the 4 categories that consistently produce the highest per job income. Category number 1, freelance contracts and service agreements, $150 to $300 per review. Every freelancer, solopreneur, and small business owner signs contracts constantly with clients, vendors, platforms, and service providers. Most of them have no idea what they're agreeing to. A structured summary that flags unuseful clauses, identifies payment terms, and highlights missing protections is genuinely valuable. And the buyer population is enormous. There are approximately 73 million freelancers in the US alone. Category number 2, commercial lease agreements, $200 to $500 per review. A commercial lease for a small business is typically 30 to 80 pages of dense legal language. The business owner is about to commit to a 3 to 5 year financial obligation and has no idea whether the renewal clause, the maintenance terms, or the early termination penalties are standard or predatory. A Claude-powered analysis that explains every material clause in plain English, structured and professionally delivered, commands $300 to $500 easily. Category number 3, investments and partnership agreements, $300 to $600 per review. Startup founders, small investors, and business partners signing agreements they don't fully understand is one of the most common and expensive mistakes in entrepreneurship. A plain English analysis of a term sheet, an LLC operating agreement, or a revenue share contract is worth considerably more than the typical freelance service market suggests, because the buyer knows the cost of getting it wrong. Category number 4, employment in non-compete agreements, $150 to $250 per review. Every professional offered a new job is handed an employment contract and a non-compete agreement they sign within 48 hours because they're excited and don't want to seem difficult. The hidden restrictions in those documents can affect their entire career trajectory. A 2-page summary of what they're signing, the IP clauses, the non-solicitation restrictions, the termination conditions is a service people will pay for immediately. Okay, here's the sample income math. 2 commercial lease reviews per week at $300 each is $600 a week. 3 freelance contract reviews at $150 each, that's $450 per week. A total of $1,050 per week from under 10 hours of work. Here's where it gets really interesting, because I'm going to show you exactly what you do with the document once a client sends it to you. The workflow has 4 steps, and the entire thing, from receiving the document to delivering the summary, takes between 45 minutes and 2 hours depending on document length. Step number 1, client intake. Before you receive the document, send the client a simple intake form. What type of document? What are they trying to understand? Specific clauses, overall risk, payment terms. Are there any sections they are most concerned about? This takes 5 minutes and produces better output because Claude's analysis is more targeted. Step number 2, paste the document into Claude with your structured prompt. Here is a sample prompt. You are an expert at analyzing business documents and explaining them in plain language for non-lawyers. I'm going to paste a document below. Please produce a structured analysis with these exact sections. A document overview, key terms, financial obligations, obligations and deadlines, red flags, missing protections, and plain English summary. Be direct, flag all uncertainty, never interpret ambiguous legal language. Describe what it says and note that professional legal advice should be sought for anything unclear. And paste the document here. This is the output Claude produces in under 2 minutes for a standard 20-page contract. Number 3, human review and verification. This is the step that makes the service worth $200 instead of $20. You read through Claude's analysis, every section, and you verify it against the actual document text. You check the red flags are real, that the financial terms are accurate, and that the summary reflects the actual document. This is not optional. It's the professional judgment layer that separates a legitimate document analysis service from a copy-paste AI output. Clients are paying for your verification, not just Claude's speed. Step number 4, format and deliver. Take Claude's analysis, clean it up in a Google Doc or Word document, add your business header and the mandatory disclaimer, and send it with a brief personal note explaining the 2 to 3 most important findings. Professional, readable, delivered within 24 to 48 hours. Worth $150 to $500 depending on the document type. Here's where most people get this wrong. The clients who pay $200 to $500 for a document analysis are not on Fiverr. They're on LinkedIn. They're in industry-specific Facebook groups for business owners. They're posting in startup communities on Reddit. They're at local networking events. And critically, they come from referrals. Because once you've helped someone understand a contract that was going to hurt them, they tell other people. Upwork is a real option, but it's more competitive. If you go to the app workload, position your service as AI-assisted business document analysis and price it at $100 to $150 per hour. That's below what a lawyer charges, above what generic Fiverr services offer, and in the exact range where professional buyers make decisions quickly. The LinkedIn approach is more direct. Your outreach message is simple. For example, "Hi John, I noticed you recently started your business. I provide plain English document analysis for small business owners who don't want to pay attorney rates for every contract review. Happy to do your first review at no charge so you can see the quality of the work. Would that be useful?" That message lands in the inbox of people who have an active, immediate need for exactly what they're offering. The free first review converts to paid repeat clients in most cases, because once someone has seen the summary, they never want to sign a document without one again. Here's the honest summary. Document analysis using Claude is the highest paying Claude side hustle that barely anyone is covering right now. Commercial leases at $200 to $500 per review, freelance contracts at $150 to $300, investment agreements at $300 to $600. The tool costs Claude Pro at $20 per month. Against a single $300 client, that cost disappears in the first hour of your first month. The total workflow time, 45 minutes to 2 hours per document. 2 commercial lease reviews per week plus 3 freelance contract reviews generates over $1,000 per week from under 10 hours of work. The reason nobody is talking about it, most AI side hustle content targets the broadest possible audience. The people with no skills, no experience, and no professional network. This service requires learning Claude's capabilities, building a verification process, and reaching professional buyers. That filter is exactly why it pays 10x what the generic AI hustle videos advertise. If this gave you a genuinely different direction to explore, please hit the like button. It helps more people find this content. Subscribe and hit the bell. I cover crypto, AI tools, and personal finance every week. Drop a comment below. What kind of documents would you start with? Is it freelance contract, commercial leases, or something else? Tell me your niche below. I read every single comment. See you in the next one. Bye!